And shout out to Austin St. John, man. I know he's watching. I know his team is watching. He's like, this fucking Henry guy. We got like over 100 people watching. Like, hey, Team Austin. Hey. Hey, guys. This is Austin St. John. You know him as Jason Lee Scott from Power Rangers. He was recently arrested for COVID fraud, okay? And to make matters worse, while everyone was losing their ish after he got the stolen money, he put out a video trying to offer to help people during their financial stress. Now, we all know he's entered his guilty plea. He entered this plea on 5/1 is when it got published, but he entered this plea way before it was published. He actually entered his guilty plea on April 22nd. We got to get there though. So here's the elements. He has agreed that he's committed conspiracy to commit wire fraud. You know, he agreed with one or more persons, which he's about to name, in court docs. You know, he knew what they were doing was unlawful, and he joined this conspiracy just to do it. He joined just to do it. Now, if you guys were here from the beginning, you remember when he was first arrested, he said, I'm not guilty. He put out a statement, you know, I didn't really know these people. It's actually captured right here, you know. He expected a full exoneration of things, and I'll play a bonus video for you after this, after the new court docs, if you want to stick around. And you know, the video that he tried to make talking about, hey, I need to help you with your stress, his team has deleted it because it is bad press. Okay, so here we go right here. Now, this is the first new document for all you ASJ defenders who's trying to say, hey, he's not guilty, he's innocent, he did nothing wrong. Well, he had his hearing. This was filed May 6, 2024. He was in the courtroom at 2:51 and he was out by 3:12. Those close to me know that we saw him leave in I think it was a Volkswagen with some New Mexico license plates, which is it was interesting because Newman he lives in New Mexico. This is a change of plea, guys, for the people who are autistic and think ASJ could do no wrong. He has changed his original plea of innocent and he has put it into guilty. So the goal, you're about to see it plenty of times. Yes, he was sworn in. Austin St. John was sworn in. Now, here is the good stuff, right? Change of plea. Defendant Jason Lawrence Geiger, also known as Austin St. John, appeared with his lawyer and signed a consent to administration of a guilty plea. Okay, so this is him further establishing his guilt. They want to make sure he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, that he knows he's guilty. And notice what box is not checked. This second box. Defendant signed consent to proceed before magistrate judge in a misdemeanor case. It's not checked. You know why it's not checked? Because conspiracy to commit wire fraud is a felony. That's right. He's up there with Martha Stewart. I know people see this as a victimless crime, but you know, at the time, a lot of people were losing their homes, they were losing their business as a result, where he just sought to enrich himself. Okay, his lawyer was there. He waived reading the indictment. So he was like, I don't want to read that stuff again. The assistant U.S. attorney stated the essential elements, and the defendant acknowledged understanding committing these elements. He was like, yes, I understand the elements of the offense, and yes, I did do that. The factual basis is what's coming up. When we get to that statement, you will see it. Now, we know that they tacked on a conspiracy to commit money laundering in the unredacted second indictment, but he entered in a guilty plea to count one of the first superseding indictment, which is conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Okay, the court will recommend district court to accept the plea of guilty. The court finds that this plea is voluntary, knowledgeable, and he has basis in fact, and he is out on bond, guys. So defendant to remain on conditions of release. So he is out on bond for now. We'll get to his sentencing before this live stream is over. Now, here is another new document right here, right? This is him waiving, and this was also filed on the 6th. So May 6th it was a busy day for Austin St. John, who you know as the Red Ranger. And for some strange reason, they just put him as Jason Lawrence Geiger, but in most court docs, it does say Austin St. John, the Red Power Ranger. All right, now for the people who got water on the brain and think he's innocent, hey, I am aware of my right to appear in open court and be addressed personally by a United States District Judge when I enter my guilty plea, okay?
That nigga is guilty!
So he did enter a guilty plea and not some Alfred plea where he's like, I'm gonna maintain my innocence. 100%, I did that ish, I am guilty plea. All right, let's keep going down. Let's see what Austin St. John agreed to. I hereby knowingly, voluntarily, with advice of counsel, waive my right to enter a guilty plea before district judge. I consent to have the United States Magistrate Judge here accept and bind me to my guilty plea. Guilty plea. For all those who don't know, this is him getting bound to his guilty plea. Once you enter the guilty plea, as Francis pointed out in her live stream, you can't say, I'm innocent, let's go fight it. No, Ninja. Once you say you guilty, you are guilty. We're going to hold you to the guilty standard, and let's keep going. And what we're about to outline, what he has to do to convince the United States government that he is guilty. And he also agreed to make all appropriate fact-finding and determinations prior by law, including the finding as to whether, let's go. This is important, right? He has to satisfy all these in order to go forward. I am fully competent and capable of entering an informed plea, which means he is mentally fit to understand the charges that he is agreeing to. Yes, he's mentally fit. There's no mental issues where he's like, oh, I'm not aware. Nah, none of that. I am aware of the nature of the charges and consequences of my plea. So he knows he messed up. He knows the charges. Let's keep going. My plea of guilty is knowing and voluntarily. So he's doing this on his own recognizance, his own accord. And there's no more coke for all you ISJ fans that think he's innocent. This is him saying, I did that shit. Okay? He's saying he did it. My plea of guilty is supported by an independent basis in fact containing each of the essential elements of the offense. Look, the government caught his ass with his hands in the cookie jar. He understand and agree that upon conviction, which has not happened yet, he's agreed he's guilty, he hasn't been convicted yet, sentencing will be conducted by a United States District Judge. Substantive and protocol concerns about my guilty plea proceedings before a magistrate judge are subject to a de novo review by the United States judge. That's just them saying, hey, we're going to review all the facts and sentence you based on that. And also, hey, he signed Jason Geiger. Now, we know at the Comic-Cons, his autograph is probably one of the most expensive. So we must wonder, did he charge the government $80 for his signature? Now, let's get to the part where he starts snitching. He is naming names. This is the factual basis. This is what he went to court to sign off on. This is where he pulls the Tekashi 6ix9ine and starts pointing out Court Newman as a co-defendant and says, hey, I worked with this guy. Meanwhile, Court still has a not guilty plea entered. So he looking at Austin St. John like, this motherfucker. He's looking at ASJ like,
oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
How were we just like this to now you about to rat me out? Look. You know why they call people rats? Because a rat would do anything they do to survive. All right. So the defendant, Jason Lawrence Geiger, hereby stipulates and agrees that all times relevant, the first superseding indictment hearing, which was the conspiracy to commit wire fraud, the following facts were true. Okay. Hey, he is entering a plea of guilty. Is the same person charged in the first superseding indictment. So like, yeah. I am in there. I am entering a guilty plea. It's not my twin brother. Okay. It's not my twin. The event's conduct described in the first superseding event occurred in Texas and elsewhere. Yes, that should happen in Texas. Hey, I, Jason Lawrence Geiger, Austin St. John, willfully conspired with others, including co-defendant, this is the snitching part, Andrew Moran and Court Newman, to defraud or obtain money or property by materially false or fraudulent pretenses, representations, or promises. This is the guy he's snitching on. He's snitching on two guys. Hey, we did this shit together. Normally people are like, oh, we gon' go down together. They're like, no.
Nope.
No, you Cord. You are the guy I'm snitching on. I don't care if I've known you since 2017. I don't care if we're laughing and yucking it up after I got the money right here where we taking pictures like, yeah, we just defrauded the government and shit. Let's do it, right? He like, yeah, I'm snitching on your ass. You did that shit. We worked together. Now, this is messed up because now this implicates that, hey, despite these people pleading not guilty, Austin St. John saying, no, we agreed to do this shit together. We agreed to do it together. It's snitching time. Sorry, ninjas, I'm trying to come home. That's what snitch stands for. Sorry, ninja, I'm trying to come home. Okay? He like, I got a family, Corey, like, I got a family. Like, so? I don't care. Look, the labeling of a rat is a lifetime scar. All right? So, anywho, Jason Lawrence Geiger acted with the intent to defraud and joined in the agreement with the intent to further unlawful purposes. As part of the scheme, Jason Lawrence Geiger and his co-conspirators performed the following acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. So look, that business, that Austin St. John Enterprises, yeah. We used my company to obtain the PPP loan. Okay, yeah, we did that. We submitted a false loan application to obtain the loan, which misrepresented, among other things, a number of employees and monthly payroll expenses for the business. So he did the same. He's saying, hey, yeah, I did that shit. I misrepresented the employees to get the loan. Okay. We transferred, deposited, and otherwise used the fraudulently obtained funds in a manner not authorized by the PPP program. Yep. I lied on the application. I got the money, and instead of doing right by it and reinvesting in my company, I pocketed some of that shit. I invested some of that shit, and I gave some kickbacks to Moran. Okay, we caused a wire transmission that affected interstate commerce. I mean, that's what it is. And I got $225,000. Okay, which is the amount the loan helped obtain for his business, St. John Enterprises. And look, right here, this is why I said, hey, he entered his goddamn plea on the 22nd. You see this signature? You see it? I have read the factual basis and first superseding indictment, have discussed this with my attorney. I fully understand the contents of this factual basis and agree without reservation that it accurately describes the events in my acts. Signed, Jason Lawrence Geiger, April 22nd, 2024. So he snitched way before it became public. Bro is cooked. Yeah, I mean, they all cooked at this point. He turned state's evidence. Now his lawyer signed and was like, yeah, I've read the first scene. I read the indictment. I'm satisfied with the terms. And yeah, we snitching bad. So this is Austin St. John snitching. This is, look, when you take your plea deal and you name names, how are you not snitching? Or I'm just telling the truth, man. You do the crime, you're supposed to, take it on the head, but I don't know. How does this look, guys? If you court Newman and you like, bro, you knew what we were doing. You knew the risk. And now you ratting me out? Yeah. Hey, red is the new orange. We were taking pictures. You met my family. There's no way you're this close and you don't meet someone's family. This could be fucking Uncle Cord to his kids, or vice versa. Uncle Austin, Uncle Jason. But when it's you versus them, hey, sorry, ninja, I'm trying to come home. All right. So what do you guys think of ASJ, Incan, Cord Newman, friend since 2017, allegedly, in his court docs with his signature saying, yeah, we worked together to defraud the government. Cord's life is still on the line, and Geiger is out for the time being. Now, how much time is he going to get? Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.